Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit.
Existing isolation, pure, disconnected, alone. We are dangerous. We are because the barriers between us have fallen, and we have become our own shadows. We can be more if we try.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOUTcraft America Winter. This is the tournament that perhaps we thought we'd never see again, actually. Something that we said, should we do it again? It's hard to say. And then eventually we came to the conclusion that yes, it was a great event last time around. We got to see some of the premier NA talent, which was in itself a fantastic experience. And now we get to do it all over again, thanks to Ting.com, who are sponsoring this event. My name is Totalbiscuit, and joined for the duration of this tournament, my analytical co-caster is the one and only Greg Idra Fields. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Well, we had you on last time, and things seemed to go fairly well. I heard you particularly enjoyed casting the macro antics of Hello Kitty.
That I did, and now we have an upgraded version of him in Hitman, and I'm actually, no joke, as exciting as watching Scarlet play right now is, and then we have matches like the Muslim against Huck with the former winner Kane and everything. I don't think there's anything more excited about than seeing Hitman play in competitive matches.
Yeah,
after playing him on ladder.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we haven't seen, and I have heard a lot about him, actually, from many players. Like, well, we lose to him quite a bit, but he's a very all-in kind of player. And we know he's an all-in kind of player, but a lot of us lose to him anyway. So that, to me, is interesting. I want to see how that actually works in the best of 5, if at all.
He's a very special player. He's absolutely shameless. And he's also one of those players who, like, started out to be being really terrible and cheesy and, like, just do stupid stuff. And then he kind of diversified and just got a little bit better at it and made himself unpredictable enough that he could pull out just any one of the random things he does, and then as long as it's a surprise, it could end up working. It's the most frustrating thing to play against, but then watching it happen to other people is strangely satisfying after you lose to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, that's probably the only time I've ever heard you rooting for a Protoss, I've got to say.
I don't know if I'd say I'm rooting for him, but I'm going to enjoy watching it at least.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that one. And the first matchup of the day is actually going to be Kane versus Minigun. We're going to bring up the bracket here so you can see what to expect on day one. Now, as many people are pointing out, yes, Scarlet is currently playing in the finals of her life versus Jaedong. We don't blame you in the slightest if you want to watch that. Bear in mind that all of the VODs will be made available from this tournament as quickly as possible over on youtube.com/TotalBiscuit so you can watch it in full, and subscribers will have instant access to VODs as they happen. So don't worry if you do miss out on the first best of 5 because of the Aces ROG finals, then that will all be sorted out. But I'm assured that Scarlet will indeed be playing today unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong. So, the first matchup will be Root Minigun versus the reigning champion of SHOUTcraft America, that being now My Insanity Kane. This is a former team kill, but as we saw, Kane recently left Root and joined My Insanity, which is also the home of Stardust.
Yeah, he did. I'm not sure how much the whole team aspect plays into things, but as far as I know, they were living in the house out in California together. But as we've seen in the past, and given that there seem to be some problems with the houses, I'm not sure how much they were actually practicing together, how much they're actually going to like be very comfortable with each other's styles. But they're both prolific ladder players, so I'm sure they're very, very familiar with each other, and they're definitely going to know what's happening. And they're both very stylistic players, particularly Minigun, so that actually could play a pretty big impact on this match. And we're actually going to have 2 matches like that, given that Huck and the Muslim are teammates as well.
Yeah,
so that's always interesting.
That might be our feature match of the day, honestly. I've got to say that I am looking forward to the Muslim versus Huck. It's hard to really know which side that's going to go to. Huck went into this tournament, in fact, with 2 spots, since he was the only person crazy enough to ladder a second account into the top 7 at the same time. We had to adapt the rules for that because we didn't expect anyone would be crazy enough to do it.
I think for the next one, you should just go with it and say anyone who can actually get 2 accounts in the top 8 gets 2 shots at the tournament. They can play both matches.
I wonder if we could just have an entirely Huck tournament. That would be pretty fantastic. I'd love to see that. Have to create a replay, have him play the other side. Somehow I don't think that would work out so well, but it would be quite amusing nonetheless. Now, we also have a TBT between the guy who many people are saying is the best foreign Terran player. Of course, he was on 8th team for a while over in Korea as a B-teamer, came back, is now, I believe, teamless. And he's going to be going up against Masa, who is one of only 2 players to make a return to SHOUTcraft America, but kind of bombed out in the round of 16 last time.
Yeah, Masa, has almost no competitive experience, as far as I know. He shows up at Lancer once in a while. I think he was involved in WCS. And he's been around on ladder forever. Anyone who plays in Grandmaster on North America knows him for sure. But he's not. He may even be the smallest name probably besides Hitman, of the players in the tournament. And Major, I'm pretty on board with that. I would feel pretty comfortable calling him the best Terran outside of Korea. I know a lot of people will look at that and say no, Lucifron or Happy or whatnot. But Major, very quietly, very under the radar, goes around just kind of killing people and playing really, really well. And I mean, I'm a bit biased. I've known him since back in Brew 4. I've had a lot of respect for him ever since then. But he's very, very good. And I would say that if everything works out as it should, I would say that the finals of this should be Major versus Scarlet. And I think that could be a pretty close match, as amazingly as Scarlet has been playing. So I think that would be the least exciting match. You know, just people are less hyped about it, but it shouldn't be. Major is someone who definitely watch out for here.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. I've heard a lot of hype, funnily enough, from the very players of this tournament about Masa, just saying, look, you know, he's really, really great on ladder. Doesn't really go to a lot of tournaments. Whenever I face him, I really have a hard time. But as we've seen from many players, that doesn't necessarily translate into anything. And indeed, SHOUTcraft America Season 1 demonstrated that, as we had a lot of these sort of ladder heroes, I suppose, coming in and then going out 0-4, simply because they just weren't capable of dealing with the tournament format. That wasn't the format that they're used to.
Yeah, it can go both ways, though, because Kane, at the time, I think it was pretty fair to call him a ladder hero as well. He'd done almost nothing. In fact, he was even kind of well known for bombing out at LANs and in tournaments and whatnot, but still very respected, very feared on ladder. And he ended up winning the whole thing. So it's not entirely impossible, although he definitely, because Kane already had that experience going to those LANs and failing before, and it was kind of, he had gotten over the nerves. He was finally able to play on a decent level in a competitive match, and that was his time. So it is very, very hard to go into a competitive environment kind of fresh. But Masa, he's had those experiences before. He has gone to stuff and hasn't done well, but he's experienced it, so maybe it's his time. And Hitman's the only one here, I would say, is coming in completely fresh, who has no experience really whatsoever.
Yeah, and that will be a matchup that hopefully we'll be able to get out either second or third today. So that's the one that we really don't know when we're going to schedule it. We've had to work around both Scarlet and Major, who are both at real-life LANs right now. And what's most likely going to happen is that Masa versus Major will be the final match of the evening. But depending on the result of the finals from Asus ROG and access to a computer, Scarlet's match may either end up coming on second, or it might even be pushed till tomorrow. It's a little bit of an awkward situation that nobody really expected to be in, including Scarlet, I think, who obviously accepted invites to both of these tournaments. So the match will happen at some point, we promise. We will definitely get that done for you. But Scarlet versus Hitman is going to be a really strange matchup, because it's going to be a match between a player that really no one has seen play competitively ever, a player that didn't even play in Wings of Liberty, yet has had a lot of ladder success, actually played the most games, and I believe got the most wins out of anyone that qualified for this tournament on the ladder. He played a huge amount of games to actually get into this, and he has a good win ratio. Playing against someone that has been playing all day and is potentially about to take her first major Premier League, kind of Premier Tournament finals against a Korean.
That definitely a mismatch on paper, but Hitman is the kind of player, if he can do what he does on ladder, he's the kind of player who can make really funny, weird things happen. He used to just kind of, you would play him once every 100, 200 games. He was a very low GM player, and he would do like 1-base 4-gate or proxy 2-gate and stuff like that. And like you said, he plays a ton now. He's really accelerated up the ranks, and just he's putting a lot more time into the game. But he still holds on to that style. He'll still mix in the proxy 2-gate and the 4-gate all-ins and the 2-base 8-gates, just the absurd cheeses. Like, because right now PvZ is very aggressive. You see a lot of 2-base pressure, a lot of like 4-gate zealot after an expansion, or very fast oracle, very fast tech, that kind of thing. Very aggressive builds. He takes that to a whole nother level. So Scarlet, anyone would look at that matchup and say, yeah, easy 3-0 for Scarlet, not even gonna break a sweat. But if you go into that and you get caught even a little bit off guard by any of the number of things he can do, anyone can lose to him. So that's gonna be exciting, mostly because I'm gonna be scared for Scarlet the entire time.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And Scarlet has shown some vulnerability to that kind of play, and has at times kind of crumbled under pressure when it comes to that. So let's hope that that doesn't end up happening for her. But I'm interested to see perhaps a closer series than we would have otherwise expected there. And of course, that will be day one. for those of you in Europe who are just thinking, oh god, this is going to go on forever, this is going to go well into the night, and oh, the Asus ROG finals aren't even starting for another 20 minutes, because, well, you know, it's been a tournament of delays, why stop now? The round of 4 will be kicking off tomorrow at 12 p.m. midday EST. That's 5 p.m. in the British Isles, 6 p.m. Central European time, and 7 p.m. Eastern European time. So that's going to be very, very easy for you guys to watch. And if you have difficulty with seeing any of the matches today, then by all means, just catch them on VOD and tune into day 2. Which will be starting tomorrow, which will be the round of 4 and the grand finals. And we've got a bit of a slimmer tournament format this time around. We're going to have 2 round of 4 matches and then the grand finals. We won't be running a bronze match. The 2 joint third places will be receiving equal pay. And speaking of pay, you can check out SHOUTcraft.com to contribute to the players if you so desire. The tip jars are all open, and you will be able to toss small amounts of change at a player that you particularly like, and unlike in real life, it's not hard coins that could give you a mild concussion. So just give them some money via PayPal. You know, they are playing for your amusement, and hopefully they're going to be playing their hearts out here.